Carlos, for a team that was looking for a break, something to happen, just what was the collective feeling on the bench when that ball sneaks under Bibas's glove and extends that inning?
Yeah, I think we all felt it there. Okay, this is kind of like the break we were looking for, and then not only that, just to be able to cash in. That's like the next step there. Not only we got a break there, but then what was behind after that, Benji, and just guys continue to put together some really good at bat, but and just being able to put guys on base, a couple of walks that set up for that situation. We were able to create traffic is something that we haven't been able to do as of late. So it was just good to see it.
How underrated is that when you just talk about what's gone on this first month, not having the traffic, the type of pitches that batters see versus when you get traffic on the bases like you did tonight?
I mean, it's a different at bat. Every time you got runners on base, and not only is it different at bat, pitchers from the stretch, but then the defense changes too. The way they position defenders, you create more holes. And look, as long as we're creating traffic, we will be in a good place. We just haven't been able to create. We control the strike zone a little bit better today. I'm talking about the walks, and that helps.
Chelsea.
Just curious, with all the options you had after the off day, what made Myers feel right in that spot?
Myers? Yeah, he was the one. I knew we needed to cover three more innings, right? And just felt like he's fresh, a guy that can give us multiple innings there, and he did his part.
Tony?
Obviously, Holmes was an effective pitcher for you last year, but what has been the biggest difference in your eyes that has made him so good this year?
The way he's pounding the strike zone, not only getting strike one, but just staying on the attack, not trying to be too fine, and trying to go for strikeouts. He's just more like, here he is, especially with the sinker, the way he's been using it and getting ground balls with that pitch. Like I said, just sticking to that pitch and understanding that I can get ground balls here early in counts and being able to go deep in games. That's the next step, and he was able to. He continues to do that.
Next.
Carlos, you talked about the feeling in the dugout when that ball got by Vivas at third. When Bichette homered in the first, what was the feeling in there, that jolt right away?
I mean, he sets the tone, first pitch of the game. And again, you want to get the guys going. Last thing you want is just, I'm not going to say panic, but, the fact that, hey, first pitch of the game, you set the tone and we get the break, loosen it up a little bit here. So it was just good to see it.
Mike?
Carlos, you still have to get those outs in the late innings, obviously, but just, to the mood when the pressure isn't on as much in a game like that. That's a little different for you. What's that like in the late innings there when you have that kind of lead and it's not kind of white knuckle time?
No, I feel good with the guys that we got there. Is that what you're asking? That we were up 8 and I didn't get the question there.
Just yeah, it was kind of convoluted, but.
How did you feel having a big lead instead of a close game? Thank you. We haven't been in that situation as of late, right? So it's always good to have that cushion there. So thank you, Joel.
Tim?
We haven't been able to smile here in this press conference. Thank you.
What are you seeing in Benji's swings these last few days?
Short, aggressive, getting the barrel to balls, using the whole field, not only pulling the baseball but going the other way, just hitting line drive and not missing pitches, like on time for the fastball, and it's just good to see it.
Joe? Oh, you're done. Jorge?
How did Juan come out of that catch?
Good. Felt good. Yeah, he kind of went, 100 feet or so, but felt good. So a good day for him on that end.
Any chance he plays outfield tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, but he'll get there.
And taking Melendez out, was that a defensive move?
Defensive move, yes.
Juan, what can an inning like that do for you guys?
Win a game, actually. No, but just giving a little confidence to the lineup and remember what we're capable of.
Mendy said It was almost like a sense of relief when that first ball earlier in the inning goes under the glove and you guys rally a little bit. I mean, did you guys feel that as players, a sort of a sense of relief given the way that things have been going?
No, not a relief. It just teams got to come together to come through. And after the error, we just capitalized. Definitely, Marcus took great at bats and barely missed the ball. And sometimes you just need a little lucky rock in the middle of the field, and it gets you going.
On a night like this, how satisfying is your home run?
I mean, it's great. It's a great feeling to help the team lead the way, making good contacts, putting the ball in the gaps. But definitely, I appreciate the effort that the guys put in. After the Marcus ground ball, everybody took great at bats and getting base hits. Ball bringing the bench with a sac fly and everything. It was really cool to see.
Your forearm hasn't been an issue. Juan, Carlos told us about your forearm that had been bothering you. Obviously it's not an issue with the plate, it looks like.
No, it's not an issue. It's been a little sore, but we're good.
When do you think you might be able to play the field?
That decides on trainers. They will have all the predictions and how I'm going to go through it.
How are your legs feeling now that you've played a few games with the calf and everything?
That's 100%. That's not going back. That's good.
What's it been like just DHing every day? I know you'd prefer to be in the field, but how do you approach that maybe differently than otherwise?
Just try to take advantage of it. I would love to be in the field, be out there. I would say it's more fun to be out there. But when you DH, you just take advantage because I know I don't gonna make too many games as a DH. So I just take the advantage, take my swings, take some extra swings in the cage, make sure I'm ready to go.
What have you thought of the way Clay Holmes has stepped up with his rotation?
I mean, he's just nasty. He's been doing it since last year. It's no surprise what he's been doing. He's a grinder. He's been putting in the work every day. So I'm really happy to see that.
Well, were you concerned on Friday or Sunday after those games of catch?
Huh?
Were you concerned on Friday or Sunday with the left forearm when it was a little tight?
I just felt it right there on Friday when I was throwing, and we were trying to figure out how it's going to be. But at the end of the day, imagines went good, and we feel confident right now.
Clay, you obviously had a pretty successful first season transitioning to starter last year, but what do you think, at least so far, has taken you to another level this season?
I think it's just there's a little bit more comfort, having a better idea of kind of how I can get outs and what I can do. I think it's just trusting that. The sinker's been really good. I've been able to have some efficient innings, which has been helpful. I think just being more familiar with Alvy. He's been great back there. I think just have your feet under you a little bit, and it's allowed me to just really settle in and feel like I can trust the defense and just pitch.
That Nationals lineup has been scoring a lot of runs so far this year. What were you able to do that allowed that type of result against them tonight?
Yeah, I think I was able to use the breaking balls tonight efficiently. I was able to get some called strikes early. Was able to go to the curveball late. Just enough to kind of complement the sinker. I was so able to get the ball on the ground with the sinker. Some good plays on some ground balls, but I thought tonight I was able to kind of mix some spin in, especially when they were took some good swings on changeups and just was able to land some spin and really help the sinker out.
It's been a really rough go for the offense so far. In that fourth inning when they put up 7 runs, what was the feeling when you were in the dugout experiencing that with them?
It's huge. I think it's hard not to in those times when it feels like everything's not going your way, to just something to kind of fall your way. And I think when you feel that, it's just it's a matter of time, and it's nice to see. And so a lot of confidence in those guys, and to see that type of inning and know that it's there, it's just fun to be a part of.
What kind of win, a game like this that was never really close, what kind of win like this do to maybe change some of the discussion, some of the narrative that's been surrounding this team?
It's tough to say. It's it's going to take, I think, just a daily kind of showing up and doing what we can to get a little bit better. I don't think it's going to be one day, good or bad, that's really going to change much. I think it's really having a long-term view if we really want to get to where we want to go. It's just going to have to be a daily showing up and get it all we have. And so it's nice to see that today. And I think, like I said, it's just going to take do it again tomorrow and do it again the next day, and just stacking days on top of each other.
Clay, when you guys have as many losses as you do early, and there's so much talk about the Mariners' futures early, does it feel like kind of a must-win game in April for you guys? Do you guys feel additional pressure like that, or you try to kind of push it off?
I think it'd be crazy to say you don't really know, the situation as a player. I mean, we haven't been playing well. The expectations here in New York, and so, I mean, you're aware of it, and I think sometimes the hard part is trying to do too much in those situations of pressing and maybe trying to do things you don't need to. It's really just, you got to have just a relaxed focus of kind of who you are and what you can do, and show up every day and do it. If you try to climb out of a hole in one day, it rarely ever works. So I think just in the setting, I mean, you're aware where you're at, but it should focus you in on kind of who you are and what you need to do to help the team win.
Do you think that takes time? Obviously, there's a lot of new guys in this locker room, a lot of guys getting used to being in New York. Do you think it takes time to just get comfortable with that? Maybe not pressing, not trying to do too much?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new players, new coaches, and I don't think that's a hindrance at all. But I do think that sometimes it takes some time just to kind of get going with each other and kind of filling that whole process out. Kind of who we are and how you're going to bounce back in this environment and when tough times happen, individually and collectively. And so, I think it is a good learning. I mean, because there's a lot of new. I think it's good that to some degree we're getting to experience this, and like I said, individually and collectively figuring out how to get through this and what it takes to be a really good team.